What's going on, guys? This is Speed Trap. This is my 2025 Yamaha Raptor 700 SE. And today, I'm going to take y'all through some of the things I did and things I wish I had done when I first bought this bike and brought it home. Now, the first thing you want to check when you bring your four-wheeler home is your tire pressure. You want to make sure that your tire pressure is the same amount on the front, left and right, and the rear, left and right, to make sure that it handles correctly and doesn't do anything unpredictable. Now, when I brought mine home, this back tire right here had the cap taken off of it, and it had 7.5 PSI in it. Now, on these four-wheelers, Yamaha recommends that you stay between 3.6 and 4.0 pressure PSI in your tires. So that was way out of spec. This one on the back was like 3.5, so whenever I tried to take it down the road, it just felt weird. I tried to wheelie walk it a little bit, and it was pulling to the right. So make sure you check that, because it can, make the bike do some unpredictable stuff. You just want to make sure the front, left and rear, and the rear, left and rear are the same. Now, the next thing you want to check is the oil. That little plug right there, you're going to twist it off and check the level of the oil. Now, typically, the dealership is going to make sure that's in spec, but there is some things on this four-wheeler that we're going to talk about that they did not do. So just check it. They're human. Everybody's human. We all make mistakes. Just check the oil and make sure. Once you check your oil, just take a little glance at that. Make sure it's not low. Mine was almost at the low line, so I had to immediately put some in it. In fact, after I rode it for the first time, there is air bubbles in the system. This is a brand new machine. They take it out the crate. They put it together. They do run it a little bit, but they don't run it a lot. So when you start riding it, you really want to check the coolant, because there could be air bubbles trapped that come out, and it will actually cause the reservoir to get low. So just check it after you've rode it, check it before you ride it, and then check it after you ride it periodically, just to make sure that you're good. It is kind of hard to add coolant to these things. If you don't want to take your plastics off, you're going to have to go to your parts store like I did and get a little hand siphon and put one end of the tube in there and one in a little container and fill it up. But other than that, it's pretty simple, and just check. Now, the next thing you're going to want to check. Now, this is kind of a big thing for me. It's a little bit of a sore spot. So I bought this four-wheeler 2 months ago. I was super excited to ride it. I didn't have any of this information, so it's trial and error. I did check those few little things on it, but I didn't think to go this deep. Now, something you definitely need to check is the air box. You want to make sure that the air filter is tightly screwed in and properly oiled. Now, you would think that this would be done from the factory, but apparently it's not. So once that I rode this bike for a little while, I took it to Durham Town, which is a local park that if you're in Georgia, take your stuff there, go ride. If you like to ride, you like trails, you like tracks, they got literally everything. Go out there, you'll love it, you won't regret it. So whenever I got this from the dealership, I looked at it before I went to Durham Town, and it wasn't that dirty. It might have had a little bit of dust on it, but it wasn't to the point of changing it. Now, here in Georgia, when it's really dry, the red Georgia clay gets very dusty. So I was riding in a pretty dusty environment, but it wasn't enough to do what it did. Now, that bolt was not very tight. Unfortunately for me, it did suck some dust past the filter, and I was worried that it did damage. So I immediately called Yamaha. I told them what happened. They said to take it to the dealership. I took it to the dealership. They took it apart, looked at it, and said that it didn't hurt anything. It might have gotten a little dust to the motor, but it wasn't enough to cause any damage. So they cleaned everything out, cleaned the filter, oiled the filter, put the bike back together, and it runs great. Now, I can't tell any difference in the power, so I'm not really going to be too upset about it. They did change the oil and flush the oil twice to make sure that there was no dirt inside of the motor or anything like that. And I appreciate that. So what I'm going to suggest you do when you get this bike, the day that you buy it, do not leave the dealership without buying some good oil for your air filter. It's called air filter oil. You really want to find something that says specifically foam. And what you want to do is you want to take the filter out, and that area right there that's blue, that's normally white. And that's a good indicator to tell if you have enough oil on it. You're gonna soak that thing with oil, because that right there is where the dirt was getting around and into my motor. Now, when you put more oil on it, it's gonna cause it to suck air from the black part more than the front. And if it's tight anyways, it shouldn't have had this problem. But my filter was not oiled at all. So to make sure that you do not have these problems, just check those things. You just want to check them. I mean, maybe your four-wheeler would never have this problem. Maybe I just got a bad deal, bad luck, whatever. It's kind of my luck. But you just want to check those things to make sure that your four-wheeler is ready to go and last you a very, very long time. Nobody wants to spend time working on their brand new four-wheeler. Everybody just wants to jump on them and ride them, and that's totally understandable. And I honestly did the same thing. But take the time to set out when you first buy it, read through your manual, understand your different things and different areas, and follow these steps. It's just a suggestion, but I feel like it's a pretty good one. Thanks for tuning in. Click on my next video. See ya.